You might be sleeping in a way that is silently hurting your recovery, and you don't even realize it. Many women only discover this when the pain wakes them up in the middle of the night, or when they notice the swelling the next morning that was never there before. It sounds simple, but the way you sleep after breast surgery can change everything. It can slow healing, affect your lymph system, and even increase your risk of complications that take weeks or months to reverse. When I first started helping women after surgery, I thought teaching about sleep would be easy. But I was wrong. It's one of the most emotional and confusing parts of recovery, because sleep is where your body tries to heal, yet it's also when you feel most vulnerable, afraid to move, afraid to breathe deeply, afraid to hurt yourself. I remember a woman who told me she used to dread going to bed after her mastectomy. Every night, she would build a fortress of pillows trying to find a position that didn't cause burning or pulling near her scar. She said she would lie there, holding her breath, afraid that one wrong turn could undo her surgery. Her story is not rare. It's what most women go through, but almost never talk about. Because no one really explains what's safe, what's risky, or how something as simple as sleeping slightly tilted or turning to one side too soon can create pressure that your healing tissues are not ready for. The truth is, there are silent mistakes that almost everyone makes in those first weeks. One of them is trying to sleep flat on the bed. It feels natural, but after breast surgery, your lymphatic system is still adjusting. When you lie completely flat, fluid can pool around the surgical area or arm, creating that heavy, swollen feeling that seems to come from nowhere. Your body is trying to drain it, but gravity is not helping. That's why elevating the upper body just a little, not with strain, but with comfort, can make a huge difference. A small change in the angle of your rest can reduce pain, improve circulation, and help your body heal faster. It's not about fancy equipment or medical beds. It's about understanding how your body now responds to pressure and flow. You might be wondering why your doctor didn't emphasize this. The truth is, most doctors assume someone will explain it later. The nurse, the physiotherapist, or a follow-up guide that never feels complete. But when you go home, it's just you, your bed, your fears, and your body learning a new way to exist. That's why this conversation matters so much, because something as simple as the wrong sleeping position can delay healing, cause pain that doesn't make sense, or even contribute to swelling that can become chronic if not managed early. And you don't deserve to go through that without understanding what's really happening. If you've ever felt like no matter how tired you are, your body just refuses to rest, it's not in your head. It's your body's way of saying it doesn't feel safe. After breast surgery, the chest, shoulders, and arms are in a delicate balance. Lying flat or on your stomach creates tension and strain, while certain side positions can pull on the surgical site. Your body senses danger even when your mind tries to relax. That's why creating a safe and supported sleep setup isn't just about comfort. It's about signaling to your body that it can finally let go. And this is where most people go wrong without realizing it. They try to return to their old sleeping habits too soon. Sleeping on the stomach, hugging a heavy pillow, or turning toward the operated side can all put unwanted pressure on healing tissues. Even something as small as the weight of your own arm on the surgery side can create stress your body isn't ready for yet. These are the silent mistakes that many women regret later when pain or swelling appears. But there's a gentle way to fix this, a position that almost feels like being held. And it starts with understanding your body's new signals instead of fighting them. Before I tell you the simple setup that protects your healing, I want you to stop and think for a moment. How are your nights lately? Do you wake up feeling sore, tense, or afraid to move? Or do you avoid lying down altogether because sitting up feels safer? I've heard so many women say that they only sleep in a recliner for weeks after surgery because the bed feels like an enemy. But the truth is, you can make your bed your ally again with just a few mindful adjustments that cost nothing and can bring back peace to your nights. Me contanos comentarios. What's your biggest struggle right now with your sleep after surgery or during recovery? Right, I want to sleep without pain, so other women see they're not alone. Your comment might be the comfort someone else needs tonight. Now, here's something that surprises even experienced patience. The body heals best when the heart and surgery area are slightly higher than the rest of the body, because that gentle slope helps fluid drain naturally. So if you sleep slightly reclined, about the angle of a reading chair, you help your circulation and reduce the chance of waking up swollen or sore. Adding soft pillows under your arms can keep your shoulders relaxed and prevent pulling on your scar. It's a small trick, but it changes everything. Some women even call it their nest of safety. It's not magic, it's anatomy working in your favor. Another mistake that can silently slow healing is turning to the wrong side too early. It might seem like just another position, but after surgery, the tissues under your breast and arm are fragile and full of healing connections. If you turn toward that side, the weight of your body compresses these tissues and may interfere with drainage. It doesn't happen immediately, but over days and weeks, it can lead to discomfort, tightness, or even mild inflammation that feels like a deep ache. Turning to the opposite side, with a soft pillow hugged between your arms and knees, protects your chest and aligns your spine. It's a small gesture that allows you to breathe more freely and wake up lighter. When I tell women that sleeping on the stomach is one of the most dangerous mistakes after breast surgery, many laugh at first, but then I explain why. Lying on the stomach compresses the chest, stretches healing tissues, and puts intense pressure on nerves that are still sensitive. Even after full healing, this position can trigger discomfort because of internal scarring and changes in tissue elasticity. That's why many women never feel comfortable in that position again, and that's okay. Your body has changed, and it's learning to protect you. Listening to that wisdom is one of the best ways to recover with confidence. But sleep isn't just physical, it's deeply emotional. I've seen women cry because they miss the feeling of lying on their side, facing their partner, feeling normal again. The loss of that simple act can make the nights longer and lonelier. That's why I always remind them that healing is not just about avoiding pain. It's about finding new ways to feel safe and close. Sometimes that means holding a pillow in your arms as a substitute for contact, or using soft music and gentle light to comfort your nervous system. Small acts of kindness toward yourself rebuild trust between your mind and your body. If this message is making you breathe a little easier, consider leaving a like. It helps more women find this video, and together we can turn knowledge into comfort for thousands of others who are afraid to close their eyes tonight. There's another reason why sleep can be so tricky after breast surgery, and it has to do with the fear of reopening the incision. Even weeks after the skin looks healed, inside, there's still repair happening. The connective tissue is forming, nerves are reconnecting, and blood flow is stabilizing. Movements that stretch the chest too much or pull one arm higher can create microtension that your body perceives as pain. That's why even after your doctor says you're healing well, your nights may still feel uncomfortable. Healing is not just about what the eye can see. It's about how the body feels safe enough to rest deeply again. Some women tell me they startle awake because of sudden twitches or small spasms. This is common. Your muscles are adjusting to new patterns of rest and support. Gentle breathing exercises before bed can calm that tension. Try inhaling slowly through your nose, imagining that you're breathing light into your chest, and exhaling softly through your mouth as if releasing heaviness. This small habit can help your body switch from alert mode to healing mode. And one more secret that few people mention: avoid cold air directly on your chest while sleeping. The temperature change can cause discomfort and even make the area feel tighter. A light cotton blanket or a soft scarf can make a big difference. Warmth helps circulation, and circulation helps healing. You might think all of this sounds like too much care for something as simple as sleeping, but your rest is where your body repairs what no medicine can. When you understand how to protect that time, your recovery becomes smoother and your spirit stronger. The truth is, the body that fought through surgery deserves this level of gentleness. If this part of your recovery feels overwhelming, remember you don't have to fix it all tonight. Start with one small change, maybe adding an extra pillow under your arm or slightly elevating your chest. Feel the difference. Let your body guide you. Healing doesn't come from perfection. It comes from attention. If this video made something click for you, if it gave you one Small piece of peace, I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel. Here, you will never be alone. Every week, we bring simple, sincere explanations to help you feel safe in your recovery, to ease your anxiety, and to remind you that there is life, full, confident, and peaceful, after treatment. Click subscribe and come take care of yourself with us. Tonight, when you lie down, don't focus on what you can't do. Focus on the care you're giving yourself by resting with awareness. Healing is not about being brave all the time. It's about being kind to yourself even when it feels hard. And that kindness, the way you choose to rest, to breathe, to trust your body again, is the beginning of everything that comes next. There is something almost invisible that happens when a woman tries to sleep after breast surgery. You lie down, trying to rest, but instead of drifting off, your mind starts replaying every warning you ever heard. Don't move too much. Don't stretch that arm. Don't sleep on that side. The fear itself becomes the barrier between you and the healing sleep your body desperately needs. And sometimes, even when you think you found the perfect position, you wake up with your arm feeling heavier, the skin tighter, or that deep ache near your shoulder that no one warned you about. That's not weakness. It's your body talking, and it's asking for a little more care. Many women think swelling in the arm or chest is just part of recovery. But what they don't realize is that certain sleeping positions can make it worse. When the lymphatic system is still fragile, especially after lymph nodes have been removed, lying flat or pressing your arm too long against your body can restrict the natural flow of lymph. That's when fluid starts to build up, slowly, quietly. At first it looks like nothing, but a few weeks later, you notice your sleeve feels tighter, or the skin has a slight shine. That's how silent swelling begins. Doctors call it lymphedema, but you don't have to remember the word. Just think of it as your body's drainage system asking for space to breathe. The good news is that you can protect yourself with small choices that cost nothing. Sleeping with your upper body slightly raised helps fluid drain naturally. Placing a soft pillow under the arm on the side of surgery keeps it gently supported and slightly away from your body, which allows circulation and prevents that heavy feeling in the morning. Think of it like giving your arm its own pillow of relief. It's a simple gesture, but it tells your body that you're helping it do its job. I once spoke with a woman who said she didn't understand why her arm always felt sore in the morning. She thought she was overusing it during the day. But when I asked about her sleep, she said she always tucked her arm under her body because it made her feel safe. It was only when she changed that habit, when she started resting her arm supported instead of trapped, that she woke up lighter and calmer. She told me later it was the first time she realized how much her body had been fighting even while she slept. There's another mistake that almost no one talks about: keeping the same pillow setup for weeks. After surgery, the body changes fast. What felt good one week might not serve you the next. As healing progresses, your body becomes more flexible and your scars less sensitive. That's when you should slowly adjust your sleeping angle, removing one pillow or lowering your upper body a little. The goal is not to stay stuck in a position forever, but to adapt gently as your comfort grows. Recovery is not static. It's alive, changing with you every night. Sometimes, the fear of pain makes women avoid moving at all during sleep. They wake up in the same position they started, stiff and sore, because their muscles never relaxed. The truth is, your body needs small, natural shifts. During rest, if you build your pillow setup well, with enough support around your sides, you can move slightly without risk. Think of it as teaching your body to trust movement again. Me contanos comentarios if this sounds like you. Do you wake up feeling tense, as if you didn't rest at all? Right, I feel this too, so others know they're not alone. Your words might reach someone who cried herself to sleep last night, wondering if anyone else feels the same. There's another quiet detail that makes a big difference: temperature. Many women don't realize that heat can worsen swelling. Sleeping under heavy blankets or in a very warm room can make fluid retention worse. On the other hand, being too cold can tighten the scar tissue and make your chest ache. The balance is gentle warmth, a cozy environment where your skin feels comfortable, and your breathing stays smooth. A light cotton blanket, breathable pajamas, and a cool room can turn your night from restless to restorative. And let's talk about something most people ignore: the pillow under your head. If it's too thick, it bends your neck and puts pressure on your shoulders. If it's too thin, your upper body flattens, and that slight tilt you need for drainage disappears. Adjust it so your head aligns with your chest and your body forms a soft diagonal line. This position not only helps your lymphatic system, but also eases neck tension and headaches that can appear after long nights of poor posture. I remember a woman who said she cried the first night she finally slept through without waking in pain. It wasn't just relief, it was the feeling of safety returning. She told me that before, she used to wake every 2 hours checking if her arm was swollen. But when she learned the right setup and felt her body calm down, she said it was like her mind finally stopped standing guard. That moment, when fear turns into trust, is one of the most powerful parts of recovery. If you've been through nights of staring at the ceiling, afraid to fall asleep because of pain or swelling, know that you're not failing. You're learning a new way to care for yourself. Recovery is not about toughness, it's about listening. The more you listen, the more your body answers back with comfort. If this advice is helping you breathe easier, consider leaving a like. It helps YouTube show this video to other women searching for the same peace tonight. One hidden mistake many people make is sleeping with the wrong kind of pillow under the arm. Some use thick, firm cushions that lift the arm too high, creating tension instead of support. The ideal is soft, moldable, something that fills the space under your arm gently without forcing your shoulder up. You want your arm to feel light, not trapped or suspended. When your body finds that balance, you'll notice that your breathing deepens and your shoulders start to relax naturally. Sometimes the problem isn't the position, it's the anxiety that comes with bedtime. Your mind associates the night with discomfort. To break that cycle, create a small ritual that tells your body it's safe to rest. Maybe it's dimming the lights an hour before bed, using a soft scent like lavender, or reading something light instead of scrolling through your phone. These tiny steps calm your nervous system and prepare your body for true rest. Sleep is not something you force, it's something you allow. One woman told me she used to fall asleep only after sitting on her couch with her legs elevated and her head resting on the side. It looked uncomfortable, but it was the only way she felt safe. When she finally rebuilt her confidence in bed, she said it felt like reclaiming a part of her life that cancer had stolen. Sometimes that's exactly what recovery is, taking back the ordinary moments, one small victory at a time. Another tip that most doctors don't emphasize is how to use gravity in your favor. If your swelling tends to appear on one side, try slightly tilting your torso toward the opposite side, keeping the surgery area higher. This subtle shift helps drainage and eases pressure on healing tissue. It's not about perfection, it's about small angles that help your body work with less effort. Avoid sleeping with tight sleeves or jewelry on the side of the surgery. Even small pressure can restrict circulation overnight. Choose loose, breathable clothes that let your skin move freely. And never, ever measure your blood pressure or allow injections on that side, even long after recovery, unless your doctor specifically approves it. These little precautions protect your body for years to come. Sleep is often when emotions surface. Many women tell me that the moment they lie down, the fears they held back all day come rushing in. Fear of recurrence, fear of never feeling normal again, fear of being seen differently. If this happens to you, remember this truth: healing is not linear. You can have strong days and fragile nights. Both are valid. Sometimes the body heals faster than the heart, and that's okay. What matters is that you keep showing up for yourself, gently, one night at a time. Before you close your eyes tonight, place your hand over your chest, not on the scar, but above it. Feel your heartbeat. That rhythm is proof that you're still here, still healing, still growing stronger. Every night that you choose to rest, with awareness, you're teaching your body that it's safe to live again. If this video gave you something to hold on to, subscribe to the channel. Here, we talk about real things, not just medical instructions, but what it feels like to live through them. You'll find explanations that make sense, comfort that feels real, and a community that understands you. Subscribe and stay close. You don't have to walk this road alone. Your nights are not broken. They're just learning a new rhythm. Each adjustment, each pillow, each breath brings you closer to comfort. And one morning soon, you'll wake up, stretch gently, and realize you slept through the night without fear. That moment, quiet and precious, is your victory. Hold on to it. Sometimes the danger isn't what happens in the first weeks after surgery, but what builds up quietly over months. A wrong sleeping position repeated night after night can start to shape your body in ways you don't notice until it's too late. The shoulder on the surgery side stiffens, the chest feels tight when you stretch, or you begin to feel a pulling sensation under the scar that you can't explain. These are not just random discomforts. They are your body's quiet signals that something in your nightly routine is working against your healing. I once spoke to a woman who had finished her treatment months earlier. Her doctor said everything looked fine, but she couldn't lift her arm without pain. She said it felt like something inside was pulling her down. When I asked her about her sleep, she admitted she always slept curled up on the same side, with her shoulder rolled forward. It was the only position she felt emotionally safe in, almost like protecting her chest from the world. But physically, that posture was keeping her tissues from stretching and her muscles from releasing. When she slowly changed her position and added gentle stretches each morning, her range of motion returned. It wasn't overnight, but she said the difference felt like freedom. That's the part most people don't understand. Your sleeping posture can literally shape your recovery. When you stay in a closed, protective position for too long, the chest muscles shorten, the scar tissue tightens, and your shoulder starts to lose mobility. Over time, this can lead to chronic discomfort and even make daily tasks harder. Combing your hair, reaching for a shelf, or simply hugging someone. Healing means not just closing a wound, but keeping your body open to movement and life again. The emotional side of this is just as powerful. Many women sleep in defensive postures because of fear. Fear of pain, fear of reopening the wound, fear of being touched or hurting themselves. That fear is understandable, but over time it teaches the body to stay guarded even in rest. The shoulders curl in, the breathing becomes shallow, and the chest stays tense. This posture can also affect mood because shallow breathing keeps the body in a mild state of alert. That's why some women wake up anxious or restless, even after sleeping for hours. It's not just insomnia. It's the body's way of saying, I don't feel safe yet. If you recognize yourself in this, take a deep breath. You are not doing anything wrong. You are surviving. But now it's time to teach your body that it can let go again. Start by checking your posture before you fall asleep. Are your shoulders relaxed? Is your chest open enough to allow easy breathing? Try placing a pillow behind your back for support and one under your arm for security. You're not forcing yourself to change overnight. You're simply showing your body a new kind of safety, one that heals instead of protects. A woman once told me that for months she woke up every morning with pain under her arm and thought it was just part of her new normal. But when she changed her sleeping setup, adding one small pillow under her elbow and keeping her chest slightly lifted, the pain disappeared within a week. It wasn't magic, it was blood flow. Sometimes what feels like chronic pain is just the result of pressure and tension your body has been fighting silently. Me conta nos comentarios. Have you ever felt pain or tightness in your shoulder or chest that you couldn't explain? Right, I feel this too, so other women can see they're not alone. Your story might be the one that helps someone finally understand her own body. Tonight, one of the most overlooked details is the way scar tissue behaves. Scars are not just marks on the skin. They are living, changing structures. When you sleep in a position that folds or compresses the scar area, you tell that tissue to stay tight. Over time, it becomes less flexible. That's why stretching gently and sleeping in an open position matters so much. It's not vanity. It's about giving your body back its freedom. And let's talk about something almost no one explains: the connection between sleep, posture, and breathing. When you lie curled up or slouched, your lungs can't fully expand. That limits oxygen flow and slows healing because your cells rely on oxygen to repair tissue. Sleeping in a more open, slightly elevated position allows deeper breaths, better circulation, and calmer nights. It's like telling your body, "You're allowed to heal now." Another woman once shared that she avoided looking at her scar for months. Every night she would turn her body away from the mirror, away from herself. She said it wasn't just about comfort, it was about shame. She didn't want to see what cancer had taken from her. But when she started sleeping in a position that opened her chest, something changed. She said it felt like she was slowly opening up to herself again. Healing is physical, yes, but it's also deeply emotional. How you sleep can reflect how ready you are to forgive your body and start trusting it again. If this message is touching something in you, take a second to like this video. It helps more women who are struggling in silence to find this space of understanding and hope. Long-term, the benefits of mindful sleep go beyond pain relief. Proper sleeping posture supports lymph flow, reduces stiffness, and keeps your spine aligned. It helps prevent long-term issues like frozen shoulder or chronic chest tightness that some women develop months after surgery. Think of sleep not just as rest, but as your body's daily physical therapy session, quiet, natural, and essential. But even with all this knowledge, remember that your healing journey is personal. Some nights will still be hard. Some positions will still feel strange. Be patient with yourself. You've been through something profound, and your body deserves time to adapt. Healing is not a straight line. It's a gentle curve that bends toward comfort, one night at a time. There's a quiet danger in ignoring the signals of your body. If you consistently wake up with numbness in your fingers, tightness in your chest, or swelling in your arm, don't brush it off. These are early signs that your lymph system needs help. It doesn't mean you've done something wrong. It means your body is asking for attention. Talk to your care team, ask questions, and don't feel ashamed to bring up something as simple as sleep. You'd be surprised how often small adjustments at night make a big difference in daytime. Recovery. Some women tell me they use sleeping pills to escape the anxiety of sleepless nights. But the truth is, medication doesn't fix the cause. It only masks the body's message. What your body needs most is safety and comfort. A stable position, the right support, and a calming environment can create real rest without needing to numb yourself. You can reclaim peaceful sleep naturally, one small habit at a time. Sometimes I suggest women imagine they are building a nest of trust. It's the place where healing happens without effort. Every pillow, every blanket, every breath becomes part of that nest. The goal is to feel held, not trapped, not tense, but gently supported. That image alone has helped many women relax enough to finally drift off. When fear shows up, and it will, remind yourself that your body is wiser than you think. It knows how to heal. It just needs your cooperation, not perfection. Each time you choose to adjust your posture, to stretch your arm, to take a deep breath, you're whispering to your body, "I'm with you." That's what true recovery looks like. Partnership between your courage and your cells. If this feels like the kind of guidance you've been searching for, subscribe to the channel. Here, you'll find more than information. You'll find company, compassion, and clarity. Every week, we bring new stories and explanations that make healing feel possible again. Subscribe and stay close. Your journey matters. Here, and tonight, when you lay your head down, don't think of sleep as a challenge. Think of it as an act of faith. You've fought through so much. Now let your rest be the proof that you're still moving forward. Breathe deeply. Let your shoulders fall. You're safe to rest. And little by little, night by night, your body will remember how to live in peace again. Healing doesn't only happen while you sleep. It starts in the quiet hour before your body even touches the pillow. That hour can be the difference between another restless night and the first deep, peaceful sleep you've had in weeks. Most people think rest begins when you close your eyes, but your body needs to be guided gently into that state, especially after breast surgery or treatment. The mind must be calmed, the room prepared, the breath softened, because if your body doesn't feel safe, it won't fully rest. no matter how tired you are. You might have noticed that the nights are often harder than the days. During the day, you're busy trying to stay strong, following instructions, answering messages, pretending you're okay. But at night, when everything is quiet, the fear and tension you held back come flooding in. The what-ifs, the memories of pain, the feeling of a body that no longer feels familiar. That's why creating a calm bedtime ritual isn't a luxury. It's a form of medicine. It tells your nervous system, you're safe now. You can let go. One woman told me she used to spend hours scrolling through her phone before bed, reading every forum she could find about recovery. She said she wanted to feel in control, but instead she ended up anxious and awake until 3 a.m. Her body was exhausted, but her mind was in survival mode. When she finally replaced that habit with something simple, dimming the lights, listening to soft music, and breathing slowly, she said her nights changed. The swelling went down, her pain eased, and for the first time, she woke up feeling truly rested. It wasn't magic. It was her body responding to safety instead of stress. You might be doing everything right during the day, eating well, taking your medications, doing your gentle stretches. But if your nights are filled with noise, screens, and tension, your body stays on alert. The blue light from phones and TVs tells your brain it's still daytime, preventing the release of melatonin, the hormone that signals it's time to rest. Even 10 minutes of screen exposure can delay sleep. Try creating a rule for yourself. 1 hour before bed, no screens. That hour belongs to you, not the world outside. Me contanos comentarios. How are your nights lately? Do you struggle to calm your thoughts before bed? Or does your body just refuse to relax? Write, I want to sleep in peace, so other women see that they're not alone. Your comment might remind someone tonight that she's not the only one trying to find calm in the dark. One of the best ways to prepare your body for sleep is with light. Soft, warm light signals your brain that it's evening. If you can, use a small lamp instead of the overhead light during the last hour before bed. That golden glow mimics sunset and gently tells your body to slow down. Avoid bright or cold light, which can confuse your system into staying alert. You can also use scent as part of your routine. A few drops of lavender, chamomile, or just the smell of clean sheets can become a signal of rest. Another mistake many women make without realizing it is going to bed too soon after eating. When your stomach is full, your body focuses on digestion, not healing. Try to finish your last meal at least 2 hours before bed and keep it light. Soups, cooked vegetables, or a small portion of protein. This gives your system time to settle so your energy can shift to repair. Hydrate well during the day, but reduce fluids before bedtime to avoid waking up too often to use the bathroom. These small changes can make a big difference in the quality of your rest. I remember one patient who couldn't sleep through the night no matter what she tried. She thought it was the pain or anxiety, but then we discovered she was drinking herbal tea right before bed, 3 or 4 cups, because she thought it would relax her. The problem was the extra liquid made her wake every hour. When she adjusted that routine, she finally slept 6 hours straight. Sometimes, it's the smallest detail that changes everything. Temperature also matters more than most people realize. After breast surgery or during menopause, many women experience hot flashes or chills. Keeping the room slightly cool, around 68 degrees Fahrenheit, helps the body regulate temperature better. Heavy blankets trap heat and can increase sweating, which wakes you up. Choose light, breathable bedding and natural fabrics. And if you wake up cold, keep a soft blanket nearby that you can pull up without getting out of bed. Comfort is not a luxury. It's part of recovery. If this is helping you breathe a little easier, consider leaving a like. It tells YouTube this topic matters and helps more women find the same relief you're feeling right now. Breathing is another quiet key that few people connect to sleep. After surgery, pain and fear often make breathing shallow, but deep breathing before bed activates your body's relaxation response. Try this simple rhythm. Inhale through your nose for 4 counts, hold for 2, and exhale slowly through your mouth for 6. You can imagine breathing out fear and breathing in calm. Repeat this a few times while you're lying down. You'll feel your heart rate slow, your muscles release, and your mind quiet. This is not just relaxation. It's therapy through breath. Sometimes women tell me that they lie in bed replaying conversations with doctors, worrying about test results, or thinking about everything that still feels uncertain. The mind becomes a storm that never stops. One way to calm that storm is to write before bed. Keep a small notebook next to your bed and empty your thoughts onto paper. You don't need perfect sentences, just let the words come out. Once they're written, your brain no longer needs to hold them. You've given them a home outside of yourself. Many women say this simple act helps them finally fall asleep without carrying the weight of their worries. Another small but powerful habit is to create consistency. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Your body loves rhythm. It learns when to release hormones that prepare you for rest and when to wake up naturally. In the early stages of recovery, when everything feels unpredictable, this simple routine brings stability and calm. And never underestimate the power of gentle sound. A soft playlist, a guided relaxation, or the sound of rain can quiet the mind. One woman told me she listens to ocean sounds every night and imagines the waves washing away her pain. It's not fantasy. It's how the brain rewires itself toward peace. Music and sound bypass thought and speak directly to emotion. The environment around you is a mirror of how your body feels. If your bedroom is cluttered, filled with reminders of hospital visits or medical supplies, your mind associates that space with anxiety. Whenever possible, create a separation. Keep your healing tools organized in a small basket or drawer, but let your bed and bedside area represent rest, not treatment. A few fresh flowers, a photo that makes you smile, or a clean pillowcase can shift your mood more than you imagine. Some women feel guilty taking this kind of care for themselves. They think, I should be grateful I'm alive. Why worry about candles or pillows? But caring for your space and your comfort is not vanity. It's self-respect. You've endured enough discomfort. You deserve to rest in peace, not in pain. If this message touched something in you, subscribe to the channel. Here we share simple, real ways to make your healing lighter. Not just medical advice, but warmth, experience, and truth. Subscribe and stay close. You belong to a community that understands you. Before you close your eyes tonight, take one slow breath and thank your body for carrying you this far. You might still be tender, you might still be afraid, but you are healing. Every small step, dimming the light, turning off the phone, breathing softly, is your way of saying to yourself, I'm alive and I deserve rest. That thought alone can become your lullaby. Sleep is not an escape. It's the quiet place where your body remembers who it is beyond fear. And when you treat your nights with care, you wake up to mornings that no longer feel heavy. Healing is made of moments like these. Gentle, simple, sacred. There comes a moment in every woman's recovery when she realizes that healing is not about going back to who she was, but about learning to love who she is now. For many, that realization happens in the quiet hours of the night. The darkness becomes less frightening and more sacred, a space where you can finally listen to your body without fear. After breast surgery, after treatment, after the endless appointments and the heavy conversations, sleep becomes more than rest. It becomes a declaration of trust. Trust that your body is working for you, not against you. Trust that pain doesn't define you. Trust that you can still feel safe in your own skin. When I think about all the women I've met through the years, I remember so many stories that began with exhaustion and ended with peace. One woman said she used to dread bedtime because every position reminded her of the hospital. The smell of antiseptic, the cold sheets, the beeping machines. She carried them into her nights at home. But little by little, she began to replace those memories. She changed her sheets to a soft fabric, lit a gentle candle, and played quiet music that made her feel human again. She told me that one night, as she lay back and exhaled, she realized she wasn't thinking about pain anymore. She was thinking about her future. That's when she knew she was healing. Sleep has this mysterious power to rebuild what life has shaken. It doesn't ask for strength. It asks for surrender. The body repairs in silence. The heart regains its rhythm, and the spirit begins to trust the world again. But for that to happen, you have to allow yourself to rest without guilt. Many women tell me they feel selfish for taking naps or going to bed early. They say there's so much to do: family, work, routines, expectations. But recovery is not laziness. Rest is part of your treatment. When you rest, you give your cells permission to rebuild. You give your soul permission to breathe. There was a woman I once met during a support group who said she hadn't slept through the night in over a year. She said she was afraid that if she closed her eyes, something bad would happen. So she kept herself awake watching television until dawn. Her body was tired, her emotions raw. When we spoke, I asked her what she used to do before her diagnosis, in the peaceful nights of her old life. She smiled sadly and said, "I used to listen to the rain and fall asleep to it." I asked her to try that again. No television, no noise, just the sound of rain. 2 weeks later, she came back in tears, but this time they were happy tears. She said, "I slept. For the first time, I actually slept." Healing sometimes begins in moments that small. You might be wondering why we talk so much about sleep when there are so many other parts of recovery. But the truth is, sleep connects everything. It helps your immune system stay strong, balances your hormones, supports your memory, and eases emotional pain. Without good sleep, even healthy habits lose their strength. With good sleep, your body becomes your ally again. That's why the position you sleep in, the environment you create, the thoughts you bring to bed, all of it matters more than most people think. Me contanos comentarios. What changed for you after you started paying attention to how you sleep? Right? I'm learning to rest again, so other women know they're not alone in this journey. Your words might be the reason someone finally decides to care for herself tonight. When I teach women about recovery, I always remind them that the goal isn't perfection, it's comfort. Your body doesn't need flawless routines, it needs kindness. The truth is, you will have nights that are good and nights that are not. You'll have evenings when you fall asleep peacefully and others when you toss and turn. But even on the difficult nights, you can still care for yourself by breathing gently, by whispering to your body, "I'm safe now." Healing doesn't require the absence of struggle. It requires patience with yourself when struggle appears. Some women tell me that the hardest part of healing isn't the physical pain, but the way the body feels foreign afterward. The scar, the numbness, the tightness, they become constant reminders of what happened. But your body is not your enemy. It's the reason you're still here. Every mark is a story of survival written on skin. When you touch that area gently, when you apply lotion or rest in a position that brings relief, you're not just caring for a wound. You're reconnecting with yourself. You're saying, "This is still me, and I'm worthy of love." If you're watching this and thinking, "I wish I could feel like that," you can. Start small. Tonight, before bed, dim the lights, sit on your bed, and place your hand over your heart. Feel the rhythm beneath your palm. That's your body's way of saying, "I'm still here." You don't have to earn rest. You don't have to deserve peace. They are already yours. If this message is bringing you comfort, take a moment to like this video. It helps us reach more women who need the same reminder that healing is not only possible, it's happening quietly inside them right now. You may have noticed that as you heal, your relationship with your body changes. You start noticing small things, how your breath feels deeper, how your posture improves, how your reflection in the mirror doesn't scare you anymore. These are victories. Celebrate them. Write them down if you can. The human body is extraordinary, but the human spirit that chooses to keep loving after pain, that's miraculous. Sometimes I think of healing as a conversation between the body and the soul. The body says, "I'm hurting," and the soul replies, "I'm listening." Each night you rest, you give them space to speak to each other again. That's why even when sleep doesn't come easily, lying still and breathing with awareness still helps. You're reminding every part of yourself that you are home again. For some women, sleep becomes the symbol of rebirth, the night before the first day without pain. The morning they wake up and stretch freely. The moment they realize they can sleep on their side again without fear. These moments seem small from the outside, but for the person living them, they are monumental. They mark the transition from survival to life. If you haven't reached that point yet, don't worry, you will. Healing doesn't follow a calendar. It follows compassion. Your body doesn't need to be forced. It needs to be trusted. Every deep breath, every night you let yourself rest, is a message to your cells that life continues. There's something beautiful that happens when a woman starts sleeping peacefully again after breast surgery. She wakes with softer eyes, steadier hands, calmer thoughts. Her mornings no longer begin with pain, but with gratitude. She may still have scars, but she also has strength, quiet, invisible strength that grows with every night of rest. That's the kind of power no illness can take away. If you found value in these moments together, subscribe to the channel. Here, we talk about healing in the way it really happens. Slowly, tenderly, honestly. We share stories, guidance, and hope. And every week, we remind you that you are not alone. Subscribe, stay close, and let's keep walking this road together, one peaceful night at a time. Tonight, when you lie down, remember this. The same body that carried you through surgery, through fear, through exhaustion, is the same body that carries you now toward peace. You don't need to fight it. You just need to rest in it. Let the pillow hold you. Let your breath guide you. Let your heart trust that it's safe again. You are alive. You are healing. And tomorrow, when you open your eyes, the light will feel a little softer, the world a little kinder, and you stronger than ever.